Welcome back, Guardians. Okay, so the usual Destiny 2 wish list and wishes granted. So I had noticed that there's a way for you to add levels to your weapons, your crafted weapons, and I had wished for this and wanted this a couple of seasons ago, suggested this a couple of seasons ago. So I'm grateful that somehow or another I must have, overheard or seen somebody teasing it or something like that, and then was like, oh yeah, that'd be kind of cool. Now, craftable armor, I'm pretty sure is something that the game was going to bring in sometime after Lightfall, perhaps. But more importantly, what I would really like to see is a way to rework the stat lines. Um, let's see. This was a 67 baseline stat. So if there was some way we could increase this total and then respec right here, maybe through some kind of like repeated arena. I don't know. Like for instance, I think Holdfast strides are Gambit gear. I'm in Gambit right now. So, like, say for instance, you get the focused armor, okay, the Viper Idax, or the Ancient Apocalypse, or the Calamity Rig. You get one of those three sets. It starts off pretty weak. Okay, it's going to start off like maybe a 50 or 55. Then the more Gambit you play, kind of like what we used to do with Gambit Prime's armor, the more Gambit you play, you can trade engrams. No, the engrams you earn through play, you can trade them to get points that you could then add to the various pieces of armor. So just some kind of like maybe like earning engrams, because I'm trying to think of something that appeases the Bungie devs, because what they're looking for is ways to keep us playing and engaging in the activities. They don't technically want us binging a single activity all day, although that is kind of what I do no matter what they want. But also, how about this? Maybe we could like you earn vendor related engrams, but then you take them here to Ada, because she's the armor smith, and through this process up here, perhaps instead of earning oh cool, instead of earning synth weave and all that crap to get ornaments, you you convert the engram into a different kind of consumable that's only specific and accessible through her, and then apply it to the armor to boost your armor by a stat. And there's whatever, I don't know what the cap is. I think 70 right now. Mercenary, one of our clanmates and an old buddy of mine, he found a Oathkeeper's sleeves that had a 70 overall stat value and some really good spreads on the perks on the stats as well. So I think 70 might be the max. I'll have to double check with like Destiny Tracker or Light GG to see what it is. But of course, obviously there'll be a max, and the armor is sorted in such a way. Like, so, for instance, if you have you have a 67, that means the top score is going to total what's that, 40, and then the bottom is going to score the balance of that 67. So there'd be like 20 something here, 27, I think it is, right? 67, 27, all right. But it's supposed to be a 50-50 split between the top three stats and the bottom three stats. So in other words, you couldn't have this over a certain point, and you couldn't have this over a certain limit. Then it might be that certain tier types of gear can only be leveled up to a certain point. Um, so, for instance, the stuff that you can earn through focusing at the vendors would be like your base set. Then you could then take it up to like 60 or something like that, or 66. But then when you do specialized activities in that armor, you like say for instance with Gambit, you play Gambit to earn the Gambit engrams. But if you take that armor and you go say and do a basic heroic Nightfall, then you might earn extra materials, or you might earn pieces might that might actually. Oh, actually, no, I'm sorry. The focused armor would be like the low end tier stuff. Goes about as high as 60, but actually playing and winning games in Gambit would provide you with the chances of getting the 70 cap stuff. And then you would just, farm for engrams to level it up. It would take you a fucking long time, for sure. But it's something you'd have more control over and better tailored towards your play styles. For instance, I found that I really do like, I would rather much have intellect and mobility. I don't really benefit from resilience. I played 3 matches of Gambit and was basically 2-tapped by the Primeval on so many occasions, and even elites, even yellow bar ads were fucking me up. So I'm like, I don't fucking understand what's the point of resilience in Gambit. It obviously doesn't work in Gambit. In Crucible, it doesn't seem to work consistently. So I don't know why everybody keeps going on for high resilience, except for maybe like the Jotun. They're hiding a cheat behind it. Like, oh, you can't kill me because I have an unkillable hack, but I'm going to hide it behind the fact that I have a high resilience. So you're going to be like, I don't know, maybe it's just lag, which I think is bullshit. Excusing cheaters on the basis that it might just be a bad connection that's just caca. Seriously, caca. So yeah, there we go. So like because the highest piece of gear I've ever pulled is a 67. So maybe legendaries only go up to 67. I don't know, because like I said, the Oath Keepers, not these obviously. The Oath Keepers he pulled were a 70, and they were like, oh, that's actually recovery and strength is kind of nice. I do find that recovery does benefit. I do benefit from recovery. I think I'd rather put it into discipline and get grenades. As laughable as they can. No, I'm going to go mobility. Fuck this shit. I'm going to go back to my mobility intellect build because it doesn't seem to... Discipline doesn't seem to really do fucking much. It's just annoying. I'd rather get my dodge back faster. Okay, well that says it. That's the armor wish list, and a thank you for the weapon stuff. The next thing I want to do is, again, bring up that stupid little cosmetic. I mean, this is the end game. This is what we chase. I think it's great they finally added favorites. As you can see, I've got a lot of favorites. But I still think that we should fucking get them alphabetized. Sorted by alphabetical order. They are sorted by seasonal emblems, only loosely. I mean, the fuck? What the fuck? All this is blended in with each other, I guess, because it was with each other. Is this a 30th anniversary? No, that's not a 30th anniversary. There's a 30th anniversary. Okay, so there we go. Yeah, see, we got 30, 30, 30. And this because this was a mid-season or a mid-expansion event that we get these in here. So they're chronologically, organized, perhaps, I guess, maybe. But they are themselves not the best organized. I would much rather go with alphabetical or even like majority palette. Would be kind of fun. As an artist, I would love to get them sorted by majority palette. This ship is gross, and I don't like it. That's an avian appearance. Oh, yeah, because that's the transmat effect that I have on it. So, fuck you, and fuck you. And I guess that's it. So, yeah, some way to alphabetize our shaders so we can find them that way, or just by color palette. What was the other wish list item I had that I gave up on? Oh, I gave up on asking for Sparrow Racing, so fuck that. Um, friendly fire zones in or challenges in strikes, and as well as in patrols, but not so that you can kill your teammate. Friendly fire in the sense that you can stagger them. So in other words, if I shoot somebody and I miss and I hit my ally next to them, they get staggered, and that would be kind of a nice little challenge to add to the game, just to kind of get people thinking more tactically and more considerately to each other, because it's just really. But then again, you could abuse it. People could be bullies and stagger you so they can get the kill. But then that would be part two of this wish, and that would be all kills are shared on the team. So I know they stopped doing that for a while because they were concerned about people offering carrying services. But I think honestly, if the admins just crack down on that a bit harder, or just allow it, just say whatever, um, then friendly fire wouldn't be such a big deal. And as far as but it would be a way to, like, you could get penalized for it in some way. Like, obviously you're staggering your ally, they're not going to be doing any DPS. You're going to lose the match, or maybe like every time you kill one of your allies, it's a point for the enemy team. I don't know, there's some way to work around that. I'm sure people will exploit no matter what we do. Um, and I think that's kind of it. Really, it was just, if there was some way that we could really customize the armor and get it to a point where we can have, like, 67. It's 1 point more than what I have on my chest, but it tanks my intellect. It does. It hurts us. We don't like it. Alright, that's all I got. Thanks for stopping by.